Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome. I am just another Pokedad, and if you know where I stole my intro from, you're my kind of geek, and I say geek lovingly. I do. So let them eat cake. Alcremie Vmax. Why do I love Alcremie Vmax? I don't know. But it's a big cake, and that's probably the only reason. I love this card. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I built a deck, and I think it's a fun deck. Is it great? It's good. Could it be better? Without a doubt. But I'm gonna show it to you. I think I found a solid build for this Pokemon. And what's so great about Alcremie Vmax? 310. Okay. I mean, for a VMAX, it's okay. It's not great HP. Attack 1 colorless. Adornment for each of your benched Pokemon. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. If you can, on your first attack, hit that with a full bench, it makes your second attack knock just about anything out. Gmax Whisk. 60 times, discard any amount of energy from your Pokemon, and this attack does 60 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Any amount of energy, from any Pokemon, and any type of energy. Doesn't have to be psychic. So if you have a better build, I know a lot of people are playing Porygon Z and doing a special energy build with this. Honestly, I built that. This is my maybe fourth, fifth iteration of this deck. And the truth is, I built Porygon Z. I felt it clunky and slow. Yes, you can whoosh once you get all the pieces in place, but a stage 2, a bunch of energy, it's slower than I would like it to be. I started thinking about how can I get a lot of energy on the bench. I tried a Boltund Pikarom build with Alcremie Vmax as a cleanup hitter, and it was lame. It was lame. As much as I wanted it to be like, oh, I'm a genius, I was not a genius. I've tried other things. This is where I'm at. I like this build, so let me show it to you. Okay, so we're running 3 type nulls, so we can run Silvally GX with the disc reload ability. So you can draw up to 5 cards. Draw up to a hand of 5 cards. We've got 2 copies of that. It does have an attack. We do use Brave Buddies. Can do 120 if you've played a supporter. The GX move is not great anymore because there aren't many Ultra Beasts running around that just a knockout matters. I mean, Baby Blounds is about all you see, and any of your attacks knock that out, so it's not a big deal. We are running 1 Baby Silvally with Avenging Heart. It does 30 plus 50 more for each prize card your opponent's taken on their last turn, which is fine. Air Slash does 120. You have to discard an energy from this Pokemon. Really, this is here to deal with the Decidueye Obstagoon deck, so you have some kind of answer. I mean, you can take care of the Obstagoons without a problem. Decidueye is really the bigger problem, because you're running GXs and VMAX. We're running GXs and VMAXs. So this Silvally, 120, not great, but it can do a little bit. You've got the type null as well that can hit into a Silvally if you have to. 1 copy of Crobat, 2 copies of Dedenne for some draw power. We're running 3 Alcremie Vs. It has attacks, but if you ever use them, I don't know what your game you're in, Sugary Spinkles will heal 30 damage from each of your bench Pokemon. I mean, I guess that can, help a little bit, but It's not, 30 isn't really going to save most of anything. For one psychic, 2 colors, you can do 100. If the depending Pokemon is a basic, it can't attack during the next turn. I mean, that's okay. But again, it's not great. It's not what it's here for. Alcremie Vmax is what you're here for. I went over the attacks. This is your heavy hitter. Because for 6 energy, discarded, which 2 on Alcremie Vmax for your attack, 5 on your bench is 7. If you've on turn 1 or your first attack, you've done adornment. Okay? So you've got 7 energy if everything's played out right. So you can knock anything out. 360, you're knocking everything out. So you don't even have to get rid of all 7 energy to do it. You get rid of 6, you leave 1 on here. If they don't knock you out, then you do adornment again, and hopefully you have a backup attacker, and maybe you're just 2-hitting, take out 2 Eternatus Vmaxes, take out, I mean, it can happen. You're hoping to 2 swing. I mean, to 2 hit into Vmaxes or into tag teams, and just 3 prize. 2 prizes. I mean, two knockouts is the hope of this deck. If you're playing against a different deck, like the Silvally Goon deck, you're not as worried about adornment. You do it once, you're not as worried about getting 1 or 2 shotted. So now that you've got energy on your bench, you take 1. I mean, if it's Obstagoon, you can take it out with Alcremie Vmax. The Decidueye is a little harder, but sometimes you just take your lumps. And then I'm running 1 copy of Gengar and Mimikyu GX Tag Team. Poltergeist for 2 psychic. Your opponent reveals a hand and does 50 for each trainer card you find there. A couple, Sendascorch runs a lot of trainer cards, so you can get a quick knockout on that. Other decks, you can do all right with that one. It's a nice, starting attack if you can. Horror House GX, though. If this is your starter and you want it to be, Horror House turn 1, slowing your opponent down for a whole turn. You can evolve to Alchemies, you can evolve to Silvallies, you can do things without your opponent having a turn, essentially. I mean, they can do certain things, but they can't play any cards from their hand. So you've locked their board state, basically. So it's a really good attack. Don't wait to put 2 energy on it. If you do, that's great. But if you don't, I mean, if you're going second, then, or if you're going first, I mean, you attach, pass. On your first attack, you could have 2. It can work out. But if you're going second, you can still lock your opponent up. We're running 3 copies of Pokemon Communication. It was 4, but I'll tell you what, I had to make a sacrifice, and I chose that right now. 4 copies of Quick Ball for your search. We got 4 Switch, 4 Turbo Patches. We've got 2 Rose Towers. So if you have less than 3 cards in your hand, you can draw up to 3. We've got 3 copies of Boss's Orders. We're running 1 copy of Brock's Grit. This is what I swapped out for one of the communications. What I was finding was certain games I was losing because you will run your deck through. I was losing games because either I was completely out of energy and you miss a turbo patch or whatever, or I just couldn't. I run my deck down so low that that there was not enough time. And Brock's Grit gets you back your Silvally in the Decidueye matchup. Put some energy in. It can, not your Silvally, your type nulls. Get you your type nulls back. So it's okay. It's not. I mean, I've thought about doing the rod instead of this, and I may, because typically you want to use, and maybe I just do that. Maybe I'm doing that right now. Maybe I'm doing it right now. You talked me into it, you filthy animals. Ordinary rod. 2 Pokemon, 2 energy. Good enough. That's the move. That's the move. Okay. All right. So, we have the ordinary rod in instead of the Brock's Grit. 3 copies of Professor's Research for draw. We've got 3 copies of Rose. Attach 2 basic energy from your discard to one of your Vmax. And then if you discard in that way, you have to discard your hand, which is why we're running the Silvally and the Rose's Tower. So you can draw back up. Great with the Alcremie Vmax, because honestly, what you do is you do a big knockout or whatever, and you can then, you look like you're kind of a lame duck, and then you Rose. Now you've got 3 energy with an attachment, and that's 180 damage. Or you do, there are just options that can surprise people with Rose. 1 air balloon, 2 big charms. We got 4 of the horror energy, so we can deal a little extra damage if they are knocking into you, and 10 psychic energy. That's your attack power right there. So you got to run 14 energy. That may be not even enough, really, but I feel like I'm where I can be. Okay, so let's play a few games and see how it all shakes out. Here we are for our first match, and I almost guarantee it's Eternatus Vmax, because, that's what a lot of people are playing right now. So, we've got an okay starting hand, nothing great. I really, against Eternatus Vmax, it's tough, because you kind of want Gengar Mimikyu to lock him up for a turn, and yet weak to dark, which is bad. So if you don't get Gengar Mimikyu to lock him up immediately and give yourself time, you don't really want to play it until it becomes a last ditch kind of thing. So we'll see how it all turns out. But we're going second, so I got a quick ball. I can get a Dedenne and get us a fresh hand. Let's see how it all works out, right? Let's see what we can do. So we actually probably are just going to get a Do we do the Sil Valley or do we do a bat? Draw. No, I'm doing the Sil Valley. I'm going to do Sil Valley. So we're set up to... we can draw a card. Dang, that's not the card you want to draw, but, you know, what are you going to do? Let's see what we can get. We've got that for next turn. Let's get the bat. See if we can draw. We'll just draw 2. All right. We'll see where we go. The good news is we're not getting hit into from a Vmax this turn. So there's at least a small amount of silver lining there. Maybe a large amount of silver lining, because if we can set it up, then we almost definitely can take a Vmax knockout the first turn that we, you know, so let's just get it all. No, I'm not going. All right, perfect. We'll draw 5. Nice. I'm going to hold off on the rose, and I'm going to just do adornment. See where you get, I mean, right there. Now we've got 7. We're going to have 8. We can take a 1-shot on Eternatus Vmax. Right now he's hitting, if he fills the bench, he'll be hitting for 270, which puts us at 290. So he still needs 50 more in extra damage, and I don't think he's got it because he's already scooped. So I just don't think that's, I mean, you would have to 3 scoops and 3, I mean, he could have it, you know, I mean, he could have, but he doesn't. So here we go. We're going to set ourselves up here. Let's get rid of you. We'll get one of you just to be ready. Doesn't help our math much. Well, I mean, you know, because ideally we want to hit Eternatus. Well, it doesn't help our math at all because of the, because I'm a dummy and forgot Black Market Prism was out. What can you do? What can you do? I mean, he's still got to fill his bench to hit the knockout. Impossible? Not at all. Like, here it is. So he's got the knockout. I guarantee it. Oh, wow, no. So we've got the knockout, which is great. I'm going to go you and you. I think I'm going to save. What do I want to do? He's got the knockout no matter what. So I'm taking 2 no matter what I knock out. So do I go easier? Yeah. Because he's knocking me out no matter what. I'm only taking 2 no matter what. So I needed to save the energy, is my thought. Was my thought. So okay. What are my options? I don't know what my options are. If I rose in big charm, I don't know. Let's see if we can. Let's see what we can do here. I mean, I've got to. I am really sort of just feeling like I can't pull this one out. So, I mean, I can. No, I don't take the knockout here. So, oh wait, I did. No, he's at 200. I could have only got to 320. Yeah, I mean, I'm just too far behind it at this point, because I mean, have to here, have to here. After Rose. And so, I mean, because he's got me with a boss's orders. Otherwise, we did our best. But he's got us with a boss. Okay, well, can we do it? Can we do it? I think that does it, right? I think that does it. What do you know? What do you know? Wow, we pulled it out. Pessimism is not a good look. It was that black market prism star that really hurt us, though. And, you know, I don't know why when I discarded one of the roses, how we only run 2 stadiums. You need in that match to knock that stadium out pretty desperately. But not bad. Not bad at all. Let's play another game. Let's see how it goes. All right, back for another game with our 16 candles deck here with Alcremie Vmax. And I made a couple minor changes since the last play. Very minor. Got rid of Pokemon Communications in favor of some Evolutionary Incense, which I don't know why I didn't think of that before. And I took out one of the red and I think I added red and blue. I don't know if I'll have to look back. Had a suggestion for that, and I think I added that one. So I was playing around with something. I have an Aurora energy in here now for no good reason. So just ignore that. I thought I was going to do something. I put it in and then I didn't do it. So kind of a dumb addition there. So but let's see if we can. Since we're up against, I'm not sure if we're up against a Welder Box Mewtwo or a Water Mewtwo or a Psychic Mewtwo. Who knows what we're up against yet? But I suppose we're going to find out here pretty soon. Hopefully, the Psychic. I like this deck. I've been playing this deck in the Players' Cup qualifiers, and I like it quite a bit actually. So, what I'm hoping for is a switch, so I can switch out, get an energy on here, and then with the professor's research, maybe get a boss's orders in my hand so I can knock out one of these Mewtwo's. That'd be great. Be able to do that right off the bat would be pretty sweet. unless he hits me first. Oh no, because he attached. So, yep. So here's my swing. Let's see what we get. Sweet. We got the switch. Didn't even have to draw into it. So we're gonna do this. Go here. We'll put one in the discard. So maybe we can hit it with that. That's sweet. And then we'll horror house. Did not draw into the boss, which is troublesome, because the horror house will kind of all be for nothing if I'm not swinging into one of these Mewtwo's. Just kind of a bummer. But we'll go here, and I guess just take out this one. Yeah. Would have been nice to do 300 to a Mewtwo. There is the boss. Of course there is. So let's see what we can do this turn. Let's see what we can do and where he goes. Let's see if he's going for a knockout or some control. I mean, he's getting his hand down. Marnie. So now getting rid of that red and blue was a bad idea. Oh well. C'est la vie. Let's see if he horror houses me in return. Nope, pale moon. All right. So, what we want to do is we're going to attach. See if we can hit it again. No. Oh well. We've got a chance here to hit the switch, but we don't. So I'm going to have to do this. There we go. Let's see, because now we're down 2 roses. Well, let's just go for it. I mean, luckily, we're playing weakness, so we've got that working for us. I don't think I'm going to be able to rose my way into a victory on this one. Or who knows, maybe I will. That actually helps me out tremendously. So, Poltergeist. So what did Poltergeist, what was that attack? Poltergeist. Oh, just for, okay. So we do this. And if we hit one more, good game. I mean, hitting into weakness just makes this roll much easier. But as you can see, Alcremie Vmax hits big numbers very easily. I did make a couple minor changes, and I'm going to show them right now on this 16 candles deck. I like to name everything after movies. You know that already if you've been around. Let's go to the deck manager and let me show you. Sorry, I'm moving around there so I could see what I was doing and get there. All right. I took out the Silvally, the baby Silvally. I probably need to put it back in. I had put in Garchomp Giratina GX, thinking the 40 to the bench was going to get around which is why the Aurora energy was in. But it just seemed clunky, so I took that out. So we removed the Aurora energy, put back the Horror energy that had taken its place. I did put in, I think I newly put in a red and blue and another rose. The red and blue, what I like about it is to get out one of your Silvallis and 2 energy. Again, it's like another quick energy thing. So that is why I did that. Swapped out for some evolutionary incense instead of Poke Communications. And honestly, with the red and blue, I think what I want is maybe one less incense, and that's where that baby Silvally comes in back into play. Because I think you really do, if you want to have a chance to beat Decidueye, that may be the only thing you can do. Or you just chalk it up as a loss and live with it. But anyway, this is my version of the deck. The one that I really like. I really liked playing this. I did see Andrew Mahone put up a version that's very similar. I haven't checked. I watched some of his stream and saw him playing and was like, oh, that's my deck. But it's not my deck. It's similar conceptual. But really think this is a good way to play the cake deck. Love Alcremie Vmax, I really do. And thank you very much for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all staying well during these continually difficult times. And remember to always be nice, be safe, and be kind. Thank you very much for watching.